give her statement. Look, Donald Trump does believe he's above the law. And every single moment that he has met with even just a little bit of justice, I think that it just further underscores our systems that he has tried through various ways, whether it's our political system, our legal system, to dismantle. And today, or yesterday, Judge Engoron and the state of New York, they stood up to Donald Trump.
I think that's an important part of this conversation, Lisa, because what Letitia James did was something that no one thought could really be done, to be honest. Everyone thought that this was just, barking in the wind, making a lot of noise, and that it was all politics. There was substantive criminal activity going on in hiding resources, inflating resources and assets, and it's come home for him. You wrote a great piece for Msnbc.com on Friday before the ruling came out, talking a little bit about why Trump just can't up and move out of New York. Why, and sort of really contextualizing what is real for this man right now. Talk to us a little bit about your thinking in your piece on Trump's truth in his businesses in New York.
Well, Michael, I wrote that piece in large part because it was a conversation that I had with people outside the worlds of journalism and law, asking me, well, wait a second, if they're saying he can't do business in New York, why wouldn't you just take your assets and your bank accounts and move them to a more hospitable state like Florida, where he lives? Trump has been under a preliminary injunction, which is just a fancy way of saying an order that restrains him, since 2022 because of this investigation and because of this case. About 2 months after Letitia James first filed her complaint, she asked for that relief, saying that she had enough evidence to show, even at that early stage, that he should be prevented from doing a number of things with his assets. And those things include, after the appointment of the independent monitor, he cannot wholesale, transfer, sale, any of his significant assets without notice to the independent monitor, and nor can he restructure or refinance his businesses either. That's important because, as David noted, if you're a person whose liquidity is thought to bump up right against the two liability determinations that you already have, that in the E. Jean Carroll cases and here, you would think that one solution is to just borrow money. And in fact, Trump has done that before. In order to satisfy a judgment in the Trump University case, he borrowed money from Ladder Capital, which is an institution with which Alan Weisselberg's son, Jack, is affiliated. But he can't do that here. And the reason is because this order, in addition to the preliminary injunction saying you can't refinance, you can't restructure without advance notice, this order goes even further. It says you can't borrow money from a New York registered or chartered bank, period, for what I believe is at least a 3-year period of time. That means in order to satisfy these judgments, Donald Trump has to, I think, rely on his own asset base. And yet he has an independent monitor who's going to be on top of him every step of the way, as well as a new independent director of compliance who's going to be scouring the books and making sure that what happens at the Trump Organization from now on is on the up and up, to use a legal term.
Michael, before I hand things over to you, can I just say that when I heard Lisa Rubin say he can't just take his assets to Florida, it very much reminded me of earlier this week when Fani Willis misheard the word hoard. I thought we were going in a very different direction there for a second.
Yeah, there was a moment. I was with you. It sounds a little, Simone, like there's going to be a lot of fire sales going on in New York for Donald Trump. Lisa.